Today's just going to be a quick tutorial for those of us using a two-piece sidecar flex type appendix holster. Now we could be talking about the Tier 1, we could be talking about the McKinney. As long as it is two-piece with the bungee attachment, that's what we're going for today. If that's your holster of choice, make sure you save this video into a playlist because it's going to come in handy down the road. Today's topic is restringing a two-piece holster, and it's something that most of us aren't going to do often enough to remember how to do it, and it doesn't seem like there's a lot of tutorials out there, so that's what we're here to do today. So I took the McKinney apart a while ago, and I've been running just the holster side for off and on for about 3 months now, and it's great. But it's time to string it back together, and that is where things get a little bit complicated. First things first, you're going to want to remember what was the configuration when it was originally sent to you. The Tier 1, for example, is designed so that the mag carrier goes behind the holster. On the other hand, the McKinney is actually designed the opposite way, so the mag carrier goes in front of the holster. Now, when in doubt, just go to the company's website and scroll through their pictures. You can find examples of which way that it's supposed to go. For those of you who are thinking that doesn't matter, it actually kind of does. If it is intended to be one way and you reattach it the opposite way, the flex is not going to be as efficient as it should be. It is not going to feel the same as it did when it first came in. If that matters to you, go ahead and make sure it's correct. If it doesn't, who cares? The first thing you want to do is bend this bungee cord in half, leaving one side slightly longer than the other, and that is going to coincide with the distance between the holes on the holster. Having one side longer than the other is going to make sure that when you get down to the end, you do have enough left over to go ahead and tie it off. Be patient. This may take you a little bit of work, but you will get it down. So we've established that McKinney has designed their holster so that the mag carrier goes on top of the holster side. So we line that up. Then the next thing we want to do is our bungee cord, the side that is longer is going to go in the top hole, the side that is shorter is going to go in the bottom hole, just like so. Now when I'm stringing this together, what I like to do is, now that I have the bungee cord started, I like to go ahead and just put a finger on that piece of bungee cord and then flip it over. That's going to stop this bungee cord from going in either direction. Okay, so step one is complete. We've got the bungee cord through the first set of holes. Now we're going to go ahead and start with this second one, the one in the lower hole, and we are going to thread it through the next hole. Just like that. This is where the job starts to get difficult because this bungee cord, the top one, is going to go ahead and string through this second hole. Now the issue there, of course, is that we already have this bungee cord running through that hole, so it's going to fight you every step of the way. I've personally found that as long as these bungees are nice and tight, if you pull them nice and tight, it helps just a little bit as far as getting it strung through there. Pull that tight. Now, I'm going to keep my thumb on these two. We're going to flip it over. We're going to do the exact same thing on this side. So this lower bungee is going to go through one hole just like that. This upper bungee is going to go down one hole. Take this one and force feed it through there. Pull that nice and tight again. I'm going to put my thumb on these loops, roll it over. Okay, so we're almost done here. This lower one, I'm going to pull it nice and tight, and I'm going to pull it up this way. This one, pull nice and tight. Get through there. Flip it over. All right, so here I have both ends of the bungee. From here, I can go ahead and tie a simple knot. That was a little much for my hands today, but there you go. Of course, a single knot is not going to hold it. You're going to want to double knot that just to make sure that it doesn't come free. That's one of the things that I do like about the Tier 1. Now, the Tier 1 does string together the exact same way, except it does have this little keeper on there. I don't know what in the hell that thing's called, but that is extremely helpful because you can get both ends of the bungee cord through it, tie it off, and it is so much easier than trying to manipulate a bungee cord back here and tie it into a double knot, especially if that bungee cord, like this one, is cut just a little bit on the short side. One more time as a quick overview. Remember, bungee cord in half, roughly the same spacing as the holes on the holster. Long side of the bungee cord is going to go in the top hole. Short side is going to go in the bottom hole there. If I can make it go, there we go. Okay, then we want to go ahead and put a thumb on it to hold it in place. Always keeping pressure. Next, we want to take the bottom one, loop it through the second hole. Then this top one is going to go through the second hole there, and we're just going to chase it the whole way down. There we go. Remember, if you are replacing this shock cord, this bungee cord, for whatever reason, if it's getting frayed, if it's getting wore out, when you do that replacement and you get to this point, it's, your bungee cord's going to be quite a bit longer than what I have here. Tie it off and make sure that you leave a little bit of length on it so that later on, if you decide to break this down into a one-piece holster, and then you go to put it back as a two-piece, you actually have some length to work with. Tying these bungee cords off when they're cut too short is a serious headache. It sucks. You don't want to do that. All right, hopefully that helps some of you who are out there searching how to restring this style of holster. That's going to be it for today. Thanks for watching, everybody.